could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
So this is why certain things are so dangerous, right? This is like why it is that people state that you should never hand a lot of money over to a child because they're not going to know what to do with it. They don't know the actual value. They don't know the power. They don't know the troubles of anything like that. Um, that come with that responsibility. And the same thing can be said when it deals with social media, celebrity, fame, fortune, popularity, and you give that to somebody who's 12, 13, 14, 15, 6. Like you get what I'm saying. And because they're still kids and they're still trying to figure themselves out, they're still trying to, you know, figure out who they are in the world or what it is that they're going to become and all of these other types of things. This type of thing will make that a lot worse because very easily, with the amount of kids that he got following him, he could use that for the better. Like, let's say, like, yo, he wanted to do like an initiative, and a lot of these kids can sit up there and do it because they amass followings, like kids that will literally roll up and they will pull up for another kid, right? He'd be like, "Yo, I want to, raise money for, cancer or something like that. I want to, fix something up in the community. Let's start an initiative to, help out the elderly or something like that." They could easily do that, and because people love who this person is on social media and they want to be around them and they want to speak to them and everything like that, they'll do it. But that's not what they do with the celebrity that they have. They choose to do stuff like this where they will run through markets, or they'll run through store shops, and they'll start causing a ruckus. They'll start throwing stuff all around. Some of them might even shoplift, and it's nothing but chaos. And that's crazy. Like I said before, there is no actual guidebook for social media. There's no guidebook for celebrity or how it is, that you're supposed to manage yourself or look after things when you become popular or anything like that. It's not. Because if there was, then that book would be obviously handed out to a lot of these young kids, like I said, like iSpeed and things of that nature, where they amassed millions of followers. They're just doing any and everything because they're kids. And then other people want to think that it's cool to do because they saw him do it and they're roughly around the same age, if not younger. So they're going to want to copy somebody of their peer group because that's what everybody's looking at. That's who they follow. That's who they consider cool. That's who they want to be like. Like I said before, and I've told people a multitude of times. Social media is a what is it, like a double bladed, two-edged sword, however you want to sit up there and say it, and it is double edged sword. There you go. On one end, it is a very great thing because great things can happen for you. It can very easily, change your life. It can change your living situation. It can, depending on what you're talking about, right? If you're, let's say like a singer or somebody that's into poetry or somebody that does art or whatever it is, social media could help more eyes, get directly to you versus you going to a record company or you trying to get your art into some type of area where people will come through and watch it and maybe buy it and things of that nature. That's what social media does, and it does it for cheap. For cheap. But the other spectrum is like this, where you are young, you're hard-headed, you don't know where you're going in life, along with other kids that don't know where they're going in life. You literally have the blind following the blind. Their leader is somebody who is in the same age group, and they're roughly of the same age group, if not younger. So whatever he does, they're going to sit up there and do and think that it's cool. Oh, it's all right, it's cool. We can all do it because Mizzy or whatever, TikTok or whoever basically did it. Like the one point in time where you had the whole thing of put him in a coffin, right? That was maybe pre-pandemic, a little bit during the pandemic, and you had people basically, folding up their arms as if they were in a coffin and then jumping on tables, jumping on people's cars, jumping on, produce products and all these things and then running out. Right. And that was the main trend that you had people out there doing. And it was like one of the dumbest things ever in life. So again, I'm stating this is why social media is a very dangerous thing, because Uncle Ben told everybody, what? With great power comes great responsibility. All of these young dudes out here have very great power. They can literally cause a movement. They can sway a lot of things. They could potentially even change the world if they really wanted to. But they're not responsible enough to see what it is that they actually have. They're not responsible enough to actually think 100 steps, in front of them. They're not responsible enough to understand that whatever actions that they perform are going to be negative when somebody else just so happens to do it. They're not responsible enough to understand that they're in a leadership position and everybody else is following them. That's why social media is so dangerous, and why it is that realistically, in a sense, you shouldn't have that power to younger people, because 9 times out of 10, they're not ready for it. They're not. Some people are going like, oh no, how are you going to sit up there and determine that and da 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 da? Are you ready for war? Show me somebody that's a teenager that's like, yeah, I'm ready for war. I'm ready to sign up and at the age of 15 and go across, the world, away from my family, away from my friends, away from my technology, spend, months or whatever in training and boot camp and do nothing but that and just, eat rations and all this other. Show me kids of this generation that are in that mentality where like, yeah, I'm war minded. They not. The last time there was a generation of kids that was in a sense war minded, that was during the era of 9/11 to, I would say, the Modern Warfare 2 era. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. So from that timeline, that was a time where kids were like, yo, I'm ready to sit up there and do something because they saw something. Because something drastically happened or drastically changed their perception to the point where they see or they're looking above the water that they're in, and they now know that it's other stuff directly out there and other stuff is happening, so now they feel as though that, yo, I got to do something. Yo, I got to jump into this. No matter what happens, I'm going to try to, cause a change. I'm going to try to fix this. Like I said, during that time, you had some of those young men where that was their mentality. They wanted to join the military and stuff, in order to cause a change and to do a variety of things and yada yada yada. And as you can clear cut see, no change has in a sense happened. We're still living through the same exact cycle of wars and countries arguing and all of these other types of things. Again, going back to the blind leading the blind. And yeah, it's just sad. This is 1,000 percent sad. um I did some stories, some years back or whatever on the UK, so I understand how, I'm not fully understand, but I do get the gist of the laws when it comes to kids. This is why you don't see people overreacting or anything like that in those stores and all the other type of stuff. Like I said, I get it and I understand it. I'm not sure where the UK is at this moment in time when it comes with those laws, but obviously they have not moved far at all, and it shows. This is what it looks like when you allow the kids to have so much power and to obtain or have or be given so many rights that you have people not trying to do anything or fix the situation. This is what it looks like.